Hey, hey. Sorry, that went out. It's Motorcycle Monday. Okay, I keep getting a call. Hoagie, you have to come on live. You can't call because I'm live. Welcome to another Running Your Motor with Piper. How you guys doing today? So I'm trying to pull this up over here too. Trying to work two things at the same time. Let's see if this is going to work. Yes. Okay, put that there. And this here. Okay, trying to get it together. I wanted to talk today, still again along the lines of safety per se. Thinking about when we, roll out for our journeys. Of course, our families know, we're heading out, we're going on a trip. We'll be gone for a couple days. And they know we love what we do, and so they're keeping an eye on us. So of course, they may have our location, but what's your criteria for sharing your location? Do you even have a location? Do you guys use tracking mechanisms when you're out riding, or do you just go with the flow and not really worry about it? You just get there when you get there. You keep updates either social media, or do you hey bro, what's up? Tim, what's up? How you doing? I'm gonna ask you too, because I know you go far too. Just seeing what are some of the applications that you use when you're out. I know there's Life 360, there's Glimpse. For those of us who have iPhones, you can always turn your iPhone tracker on that way. And I bring this up because I use a couple different ones, but we have our, and most of the sisters have that app, and we're on there. And the other day, and I'm going to talk about Glimpse too. Glimpse has not always been my friend. The other day, I got a notification from Life 360 that one of my sisters had a sudden stop, and it could have been a accident. And so, I reached out to her hey, I got this notification. Are you good? And it turns out that she was, in fact, in an accident. But she wasn't on her motorcycle. She was in her car, thank goodness, and she was okay. And, the authorities were coming. It was a hit and run. So just thinking about the importance and the significance of that, I was just wondering, what you guys use. Let me see. Let me add a couple people and see what they use. Let's see. How can I get you on there?
Hi.
How are you? How are you?
I am freezing.
Freezing? Why are you freezing?
Because I'm in Ohio.
Wow. What is it, 50-something degrees?
I don't know. I ain't used to this cold weather,
40,
Piper.
40 degrees. It's 40. Skunk, what up? I know you.
I see Skunk on here.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if he he can't. Let's see if he uses his 360 or what he uses. So it doesn't say. So what do you prefer using? What up, bro? How you doing?
What's happening, everybody?
Oh, what's up?
Not too much.
So you said you love Glimpse. Glimpse be glimpsing. Glimpse
Yes.
does not work all the time. Glimpse does not give you secure updates. Glimpse will tell you your bro is right here. Meanwhile, they done made it 75 miles away, and it tells you that they're going 20 miles an hour. Meanwhile, they're balling out at 99.
Yes.
Now, Glimpse,
Yes.
it knocks me off all the time. So tell me about
that's true, but I think it's for me it's pretty accurate in my my speed and when I make stops. Now I get what you're saying.
Me and little mama turned her head wait. Is it your direct speed, or is it the speed that you want people to think that you're going?
You know what? For a while, I didn't even realize that it was
Showing your
sending my speed
Yeah.
until somebody was like, "Hey, you need a," and I was like, "Wait a minute." I said, "Don't make me turn it off."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that speed thing is pretty accurate.
So now
That's,
you can turn it off, by the way.
I
Okay.
figured that out. Yeah, I figured that out.
So you can
So
turn
After the fact.
off, turn off the speed part, and they can only monitor like where you are.
Yeah,
where
where
you're
you at?
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So do you
Yep.
elect to leave your speed on, or do you take it off?
Are you talking to me, young
No, I already know you.
So what
Do you?
what was the question?
I said, do you leave your speed on, or do you elect to turn it off?
Um, for the most part, it depends on what I'm doing.
Okay. So
It-
who do you give it to? Like, who do you give it to
well,
when you?
I send it to my wife because I ride alone a lot, so I send it to my wife. I send it to my buddy that I know that if something go down, he right there. I'll send it to one of my sons, which he's pretty much he want to keep up with dad, and sometimes my brother because he's in North Carolina, he rides, but a lot of times he likes to see what I'm doing and where I'm going, so I'll send it to him. So really, like 3 to 4 main people.
3 to 4 main people, and so for lunch, it only lasts 12 hours, right?
Right. Yeah, 12 hours.
Now hold on. You can actually set your glimpse to a destination. So
I didn't know
there's
that.
a different so there's different ways when it comes to glimpse. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't like glimpse because you can actually set it different ways. And I'm gonna tell you, the glimpse is tricky, but you can actually set it to a destination. So
Right.
it can actually go off once you get to that destination. But if I'm putting an address in, then it gives whoever I send it to a destination. But I actually have mine into a group.
Okay.
I have a group, actual favorite set up.
Okay.
So that
I
when
got
I
favorites.
I click it on that favorites, and then it just automatically sends it out, and you just say send. So you can do it that way.
It can go to destination, so that's actually better because then it doesn't cut off after 12 hours. Because if your destination, say, I don't know, 20 hours away, then it still allows your loved one to keep tracking.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's smart. That's smart. I like that idea.
Yeah, you can do that too.
12 hours, let me send out another one. Because what if you're in an area your reception's bad and you can't send it out?
Right.
So your son likes to watch you, make sure you said you have a buddy who's always, so if you're going far, is your buddy going to be able to get to where you are? So that was one of my other questions. What is the expectation that you have for the people that you send it to?
I think it's more so to for them to know where I'm at, or worst case scenario, my last known point, to have stopped at or whatever. It's almost if you think about, I don't know if you guys know this, but they tell people if you're in somewhere like you might be getting lost, or you might be lost or something like that, and your phone is about dead. They say to leave a voicemail, hey, this is my last location or whatever, so which will help people kind of find you. So I think that's what I do. It's more so to let the ones that I send it to know where I'm at, where I may be. And the answer to your question, can they really get to me? No. I mean, would he be able to get to me? Not at all times. But he'll still have an idea where to start, or where to look at the news, or try to figure out what's going on. When I went out to Cali, I sent it to Little Mama. She was following me for a while.
I did.
But our schedule, her schedule we couldn't link up.
Work.
But I was looking forward to that. And we still got to do that too, Little Mama.
Yeah. We do, definitely.
Yeah.
So I have a few extra expectations. So I use Glimpse So I use different things. I use Glints. I use 360.
While we're talking,
What'd you say, Piper?
that I'm listing it in our comments while you're talking.
Okay. So I actually use Glimpse for certain things. I use 360, and I do have an iPhone, so I share my location with different people. And
Right.
there's actually different people on each thing, and the reason I do that for different things. My 360, my Glimpse is actually sent out to certain individuals for these reasons. First off, most of the time I'm by my damn self, and we
Right.
go,
Yeah.
and God knows what time of the night and day that we travel on,
That
because
part.
we will all leave at crazy hours.
Yep.
But my glimpse, most of the time I send out are those people. I have them from the West Coast to the East Coast to wherever I'm headed.
Right.
So I want to make sure that I have somebody in those glimpses that I'm headed toward or in somewhere in between. Because I want to make sure that, and even if they're not on that route, somebody that I know can make that call to say, hey, she's here.
Right.
Or, to get me, because especially if, not trying to be funny, but especially if I'm on that bike in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
because God knows where I'll end up.
Right.
So that's why the glimpse is sent out primarily. Now, Piper made a good point on that 360. My sister had an accident, and of course she wasn't riding, she was in a car, and it instantly sent me a notification.
Yeah.
And when that notification happened, I was like, oh, from that point on, I will never go without a 360.
Yeah.
So my family have that 360, and even you can download that 360 even if you don't have an iPhone. It's on Androids too.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
just,
so
yeah, it's not.
Yes, it's just a regular app. So
Yeah.
people don't know that. People don't understand that it is not just an iPhone app. It is an app that everybody can get. And to be honest with you, it does. You can turn off and on your location.
Right.
Yeah. So people get upset. Like, I don't want to share my location. I don't want people to know where I'm at. Well, when we're out here doing,
I do too much.
I know.
Yeah,
I
I'll be like,
agree.
I don't care about what you're doing. I want to make sure you get there safe to do
That part. Yeah, exactly.
When
Once you
I'm out
get
there,
there, like,
absolutely.
you know what I mean? And two, like for me, I send it to people because I know that they're definitely going to watch for me.
Yeah.
And then they
Absolutely.
become your pit crew because they know where I'm going, they know where I'm headed. So I'm and I really don't have a lot of time to look at the weather, look at storms, and so they might be like, "Yo, you on 40 in Oklahoma? It's about to pour down. You need to drop down on the 20, go over the 10, and take it that way." So the people who have mine are not out for where I am, making sure I'm not riding too long because they'll be like, "Yo, I see you about 20 hours in, what you want to do? Like, it's getting dark, it's getting late. You want me to start looking for rooms for you?"
I was getting ready to say.
You can push it. Like, you've been riding all day. Like, you might want to, you know what I mean? So that's my voice of reason. Or they know that I will keep going. So they'll call at that time. Like, I'm going to talk to you for a couple hours just to make sure
you're up. Are you tired?
Also, like when you stop, like just think like when we're gassing and going, we do 4 to 7, 8 minutes, then we back on. And my buddy has called me a couple times when he saw me at the gas station, like 15 minutes.
Like, what you doing?
Yeah,
you take it too long.
He's like, what's going on? You all right? Because he know that's normally not me, and I'll tell him, hey, I'm just chilling, I'm just taking my time. I'm not, I'm not just out there, getting it or whatever. But I think it's good in that sense too, because they can kind of know, like, if you send it to people on the regular and they're used to checking in on you, they kind of know your habits of how you ride and how you get down the road. So it's like if they see something that's not necessarily that ordinary, they're like, oh, hey, what's going on? You okay?
Yeah.
You also got to remember that the people that you send it to know that not only do they know your habits, but like you said, I get people that call me, hey, what's up? Where you headed? What are you doing? You know, that conversation, I talk while I'm on the
Yeah.
road, y'all. And
All the
you know
time.
what?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, that's a lot of times when I catch up with people that I haven't been able to talk
Wow.
to. I catch up with those conversations. It's like, okay, and we laugh, we joke. You know, those people that call me like, hey, you getting tired? You need a hotel. You know, I got certain people it's in my crew that, okay, I'm gonna schedule you a hotel. And they know
So,
another 100 miles out, I need a hotel.
right.
Hmm.
So they're gonna get me a hotel another 100 miles out or whatever. Then I got other people like, you know what, you need to take a break.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and you've been doing this how long? And then I got, like you said, the mile, how fast you gonna slow your I'll get random texts, slow your ass down. I'll be like,
Listen,
damn it.
Yeah.
my bro Tuna, Pittsburgh gentleman, shout out to him. He was on. He was on my life 60 because I think this was like one of the first times I went to his house to get, because he works on the bikes too, like he does oil changes, tires, like all that other stuff. So he still had it on there, and like I forget where I was going, like Louisiana or something like that down south. He texted me like, "Hey yo, I don't know if you know that I'm still on this shit, but you going a little bit too like."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "What you talking about?" And then I had to look like, and he had screenshotted
Yep.
with what
Boy.
he said on the thing, and I was like, what had happened was
Was.
it was something, and it wasn't really what you thought you were looking at. It was a little bit different, but like that's just, you know what I mean, like something. And like they care, they're concerned. So
Yeah.
when you're in it, you know, like, because I talked to people about it before, like I, you know, brought it up as a topic, just, you know, seeing like gauging, is it something that's really important? Like, do you have expectations of the people you give it to, or are you just like, yo, follow me on my journey type thing? And so for
I
you
do.
guys, when somebody sends it to you, what do you feel your responsibility or your obligation is to that rider because they shared it with you? And do you ask for it, or do they just send it to you like randomly, yo, I'm gonna shoot you now, whatever? Or like, you know, somebody's going and you like, send me your location. If you ask for it,
Right.
definitely what are you doing for that rider? Or if they send it to you, what do you feel like your obligation or your responsibility is to them?
Well, I feel it's obligation to check in. I mean, you know, because when they send it, you know, I may be busy or I may be doing stuff, work or whatever, but I'll make sure I check it, you know, when they first send it, and then I'll make it a point to check it every so often. And a lot of times I send a check, if I can't talk to them, I send a text. Hey, you good? You know, is everything good? You know, how's the bike running? And you know, just to let them know that, you know, I am keeping up with you
Yeah.
because. And to your point, you know, I used to send it to several people.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was in with two things, when I was in the club and like last year when I did the run out to Cali, you know, I had one club brother that he kept saying, hey man, are y'all, I mean, man, y'all moving, man. Like when me and Robert, he was like, man, y'all, I said, bro, I said, first of all, you've never been out this way on a bike, and you got to understand the speed limit is 80. You know,
And it's
so
open.
and it's just open. There's nothing out there, so you know I'm getting it. You know, so that, you know, that's the one thing is as far as the speed. You know, he was constantly saying, I said, keep playing, I'm gonna turn it off. I was like, because I'm not gonna keep hearing. I mean, because I get it. You know, it's
Yeah.
concerned, but like again, it's open out there. And then the other thing is, I used to send it to several more people, but they didn't really pay attention to it. So it's like that's wasting my energy to send
Yes.
it to you because you know I'm out here, but you're not necessarily
Right.
paying attention to what's going on. So, you know, I need people that's gonna, you know, I'm already doing this thing out here, one of the most dangerous things we can do.
Right.
But I'm trying to do something that, you know, in hopes that you reciprocate what I would do to you when you were out there.
Right.
Figure out.
You know, so
Right. So, well, my expectation. Well, when I send mine out, let's go there first. When I send mine out,
Real
I do
quick,
revet.
does
Go ahead.
anybody have an Android?
I do not.
Because I don't know what because just like how we have the iPhone tracker, I want to list the app, the Android one too, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Has an
Team Apple over here.
So, but I know that even those that have Androids, they get the glimpse, and you can still do the 360. But I don't know how you share your.
So those are apps, but
Yes.
iPhone is just a part of iPhone. I can just send you out.
You can
you can share your location.
So I don't know what it's called on a
Android. I don't know either.
I'm not sure. I'm sure it's pretty similar, but I just don't know what it is.
It's probably similar.
Yeah.
The expectations of me sending my glimpse out, and I'm gonna be honest with you, on a regular basis, I either delete or add. Okay, and it depends on what I'm doing. I have a group for my glimpse based on if I'm going west, or based on if I'm going north, or based on if I'm going south. Okay, and that's because of who I'm going to go see, or which direction I'm going in. My expectations, if I send it out, is I know the individuals that I'm sending my glimpse out to, I know that I can get you guys to keep an eye on me if something happens. Now, when I get someone's glimpse, I definitely check it first. I check on them throughout. If I'm busy in the middle of something, yes, I actually make sure that they know I'm watching. Glimpse actually sends you a notification that says that you looked at it.
Yeah, that they
viewed it. Yep. So we know that you've looked at it. So people can see, hey,
that's what Shaquila just said. She just said Glimpse will know who has viewed it
and who hasn't.
Point that you said you would send it to people, but then they might not watch it. Like, I'm not sending it to you again. And I say because, like, I was talking to a bro, and that mentioned, he was like, people always like, send me your glimpse. And I send it, and then you call me like, how you doing? Where you at? You got my glimpse. Like, you're supposed to.
Right. Yeah, you're supposed to be checking on me. Yeah.
You know more. Like, you know what I mean? So that's a good point. And then Snacks just said, well, two people. So Skunk said he uses Google Satellite.
Yep.
And so that must be kind of similar to what Snacks has, because she uses Garmin InReach, which is also satellite. So it says whether you have a cell signal or not, just like once you turn on your GPS, whether you lose your signal, as long as you don't back out of your directions, it'll keep you going in your directions. Now, if your phone glitches and it comes out and you don't have a signal, then you're gonna be messed up. But so I have to look into that Garmin InReach, and then also I use Google a lot for the maps, but I've never used Google Satellite. So I guess that's a tracker. Scott mentioned that earlier. I'll have to look and see
I have to look at that one, Garmin InReach, because I don't use that one, so that would be interesting. But I do hear about the Google Maps, the way everybody uses them. Now, I don't use that one, because I prefer Waze. I know a lot of people hate Waze, but Waze gets.
Have a tracker, or that's more just your GPS?
No, it's just GPS. I use so many other tracking based on who has it. Family has my 360, my sons and brother and everybody, they have my actual location. So if I was to get in an accident, the people that have my 360 will automatically know something, there was an accident or something automatically, because just like you was notified, you'll see that. The glimpse, you won't know if you're in an accident on the glimpse. The glimpse don't tell you that.
Right.
Maybe Snacks tell us a little more about the InReach too. Your glimpse does not tell you at all.
What's happening?
So
there she go.
What is this InReach? What is that? Like, so is it the actual device, or is it?
Wait a minute. Did I jump on, or did you pull me in?
I pulled you in, and you
That's
so I'm like, did I hit something wrong here?
Yeah, we got you. We snatched you right on.
Right? I'm getting ready to make some dinner too.
Yeah, you got to tell the people, because I think that's a good point, because if your signal goes out, then I'm assuming that we lose glimpse, and we probably lose like 360. I don't know if we lose iPhone contact, because that's your actual device, but the other things that are applications, maybe so. So is the Garmin, is it a separate device, or is it on your phone?
No, it's a separate device, and there's different types of them. Some people use like Spot. I use a Garmin InReach, and mine is actually big, and I can pair it to my phone through Bluetooth, but the signal's coming through the satellite, the Garmin satellite. So like when I went to South America, most places I didn't have, especially in the mountains, I didn't have any signal at all. So the satellite helps.
So Snatch, let me ask you a question. Is that on the Garmin, the actual navigation Garmins, or is this separate?
This is a separate device. I usually keep it on my person. A lot of people keep them on their bikes, but if something happens to me and I'm separated from my bike, I want to be able to.
Me, not the bike. Like you gonna
It's
bike?
me.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
But the
And Skunk just said that it also gives you like the areas around you, what's going on around you as well with that satellite.
So if you have a like I also have the Garmin XD, what is it? The Garmin Zumo, and that's my mapping. That's not my emergency one. That's for mapping, which is amazing. So Piper, when you do another show to talk about mapping and all that, that was one of the best things I bought.
Yeah. And
what was that again, Snacks? What did you call that?
It's a Garmin Zumo. It's a GPS.
It's like $100, but it's worth it.
That's
how much?
Right.
Worth it, because riding through Canada, you only get signal at the major cities, but you have gas stations are so far apart. But you have this thing that shows up next, so it tells you what the next gas station is, or you can have your next hotel or your next motorcycle location. So you can set it to what you want to see up next. Restaurants, amazing.
We lost a lot of actual signal when we was going up north, so we couldn't get GPS on anything. Our phones lost it. I have a Garmin GPS on the Yamaha that I ride, and that's why I was asking you about, was it on the Garmin, because I use that, and that signal comes in and out, but it actually has better signal than my phone.
Absolutely.
So that's why I was asking you that, because I used that as far as the GPS was going, and I got better signal on that, and I did my phone.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, we were 18,000 feet in the Andes in Peru, and had an emergency, and I had my Garmin, and I hit that SOS button, and they were able to find exactly where we were. And the other person I was with had a Garmin as well. And when they reached out to me, they asked me if it was the other person by name.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Because they
nice.
off as well.
Okay.
Very nice.
Well, I'm definitely about to invest in this.
Absolutely, me too.
And there are different, there's like the Garmin Zumo, I think it's like 1, 2, 3, like they're different series of it. So obviously the newest one is going to be the most expensive one, but I know it was actually Bill Curtis who told me to do the Garmin Zumo when I was doing my first rally, like my first real rally, and that was Hoagie's down in Tennessee. And he was like, you need that. And I was like, I went online, I was like, this rally is in like a couple days, I'll be able to learn that. And then I saw what it was, but then when he later explained all the benefits it was, what it did, how it tracked, like how you can just put the waypoints in and it kind of like builds the stuff for you, I was like, that's something I need to invest in, because I want to do this more in the future. So I know our sport, or what our love, is expensive, but at the same time, like it's a safety thing. Like you want the best of the best, like like you don't want to just be out there and lost, because Lord forbid, like you said, they're in the mountains, those signal, like who would have came, like who, like how would you, like what would you have done, like, what would you have gotten?
Look,
so
I bought it when I was
you were going southward and you knew that the signal, you just happened on it?
No, I bought it because I was in Death Valley, and there's stretches in Death Valley that have zero signal, and I was riding solo. The wind, the sand, just all over the place. I was like, I ain't got no protection, no cell service. If anything happens to me, there's nobody on this road. What's gonna happen? So immediately I came home and bought the InReach.
Yeah.
Hey, ladies, just 1 second. Not you, Snacks, but if Snacks is your hero, raise your hand.
Raise both of them. Raise both of them. That's for a whole nother thing, because we could spend the whole hour on that. Like,
yes.
From
I'm just messing, Snacks, but we love you, man.
Yes, we do.
Thank
all
you.
the way there, and all the way back down like that. I don't even.
Right.
Man, you know I love you. I'm like, oh my God.
But my butt would be like, what are you talking about? What are you doing? Like, so talk about, like, even that, like, so you gave your low-key, so you give that information to people, like, you can give the InReach to people. So you said you carry it on your person, but you said you can also hook your phone up. So is the device a large square, or is it a small, are there two parts to it, like something you wear and something you put on? Like, how does
There's different size ones, and people use them in different ways. A lot of people have
they put it up?
that looks like the GPS, so that's the GPS. But the InReach is more of a SOS. So there's one that's a Garmin, I think it might be a 550, which combines the satellite SOS with the GPS, so the mapping, and that's the one one of the guys I was riding with had. But I have two separate devices. So I have the Garmin Zumo on my bike, but on my person, I carry the InReach. So there's two of those. I have the big one on the right, the big orange one.
Okay.
I believe the one on the left, the smaller one, would basically do the same thing. Because if you pair it with your phone, you can do the commands and all of that with your phone, because phone is Bluetooth. It's not going through
Through it's set.
Your signal.
Right.
Okay. But
I see they have several of them.
Yeah, and there's spot devices are very popular as well.
They so IBR riders use the spot a lot.
Yeah.
Which is separate from Spot Wallet, which is on your phone. There's actually a spot tracker. So yeah. So you chose the larger one because you were able to, like, actually type on it versus it being, okay.
And that's
okay.
That's what I did when we had the incident
in
Peru.
In the comments, please, like, click the link and drop it in the comment if you can, so that people can
get
refer back.
it. Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Absolutely.
Go ahead. You were saying.
I forgot what I was saying.
You were saying that you got the Lord. You were talking about
because you can type on it, so it can give you that map, which the map is kind of useless. The GPS is better.
Okay.
Because that's too small. I'm not going to know anything about that. But I can actually type on the Garmin InReach with my fingers. So, like, when we had the incident, my phone had no signal, and I was freaking out a bit. So I wasn't even thinking about my phone, but I had the Garmin in my hand, and I was able to say, it sent an alert to my emergency contacts, and Garmin called them and said there was an incident. We don't know what it is. So you can imagine they were all freaking out.
Say, like, what did they say? Like, what?
They were freaking out. They were having support groups and all kinds of stuff going on. But then I was able to text, "I'm okay."
Okay, so then did they then send that alert out to your group too? So they sent the SOS,
I'm
but then
directly to my group.
Okay.
While already communicating with Garmin, the emergency services.
That's good.
Okay.
They probably, like, Lord. So that is it. So do y'all hear this? Like, again, when you're out, like, you're able to communicate with your loved ones you send a signal out to the authorities who are in your area. Also, too,
So
so that they're not like just frantic, because like I said, when I got that message on Life 360 about my sister, I'm like, let me call, like, you know what I mean? And I was so glad she was able to text me back. She's like, I'm in my car. Thank goodness, because again, yes, I'm glad that it alerted us, but if she would have been on her bike and maybe away from her phone, she may not have been able to respond, you know. So
absolutely,
it's a panic that you feel like what to do, because she's all the way in California. So it's just like, what's happening? You know what I mean? Like
it's scary.
it is.
so, and our
So
only wish is to make it back how we left. You know what I mean? And that's not always the case for everyone. So we have to make sure that we're guarded as much as we can be, in our responsibility to notify the people. Like Lil Mama said, when we're traveling, I put somebody in the middle, I put somebody at the end, somebody in the beginning, depending on where I'm going, and who is reliable and
yes,
responsible enough
Yeah.
to really check it and say, are you good? And who knows, like, habits and how to contact you when you don't need to be contacted, when it's like a nuisance, like your bro kept calling, like, you know, like,
Yep.
chill, like that type of, but that support system, and knowing that you have that and you're good crossing the country, because you don't know what's
You definitely need somebody that's looking out for your best interests, and somebody that is just as invested in the ride as you are, even though they're not on the bike. Because if it's something like you said, if it's somebody that, you know, yeah, we're cool, and, you know, yeah, I'm letting them know that I'm going, and, you know, that they're not checking it, they're not checking, or if they haven't, you've been on the bike for 13 hours and you ain't heard from them not one time. It's like, really, why did I even send it to you? You know,
yeah,
what I mean, so I mean, you just really need to know what your circle is. You know, who is paying attention to, you know, what you are doing, or, you know, even, I mean, even like a lot of us that post on social media or whatever. You know, people don't understand the importance of engaging with somebody that's riding. You know, when we at
absolutely.
the gas stops and we stop, and, you know, hey, you know, I'm just at the, you know, gassing up, you know, just let you know. I like to see, you know, a check mark, or a, you know, be safe out there, or whatever, because that just lets me know that somebody's paying attention
yeah
to what I'm doing. I mean, I could care less. I just like social media. You know, I could care
Hmm.
less if you're, you know, liking what I'm doing,
Right.
but like what I'm doing, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
yeah
You
but
know, yeah.
like you said, and I mean, and I don't spend a lot of time at the gas station, but I do definitely check in. I do send posts. I might do a little dance, upload that, that lets people know you're here, or like, look right real I couldn't even move from there. So, you know, people are looking like, well, the storm's coming this way, but you're going to Arkansas, so you're in the line. Like, you either have to dip all the way down, go over, go up, and go over. So you're looking yourself, but then you have a lot of people on it too who may not see the same path that you, or who may know, like, oh no, it's moving this way, or it's moving that, because you're kind of not panic, but like, damn, I just want to ride, I just want to get there, and they're more open-minded. Their stress isn't the same for them, so it's better for them to be on the other side trying to help you out. And that way, yeah, I do like people definitely call, because I'm a talker, and I'll just nah, all the while, because that gives me longevity, like, you know what I mean, it keeps me going. And for the most part, like, if I'm in like a good conversation, like 200 miles will be gone, and I'll be like, dang, you just helped me get to there. I'll be like, thank you. Like, it's just, it's cool. And I just, yeah,
I
so
I think something that we all don't think about, that I think that we all need to remember, is a lot of times people watch us and we do not realize how much people actually watch us. Because I'm gonna tell you, and I was coming back from Chicago once, and there was a damn tornado on 74. I just knew it was a storm. You know, it's raining, it's winds blowing like crazy, and I had another young lady behind me, and all I knew is, I was like, oh my God, I just want to get through the storm. I want to get through it. You know, and when you're going through those storms, you're not worried about that phone. I already looked at the
Mhm.
radar. It didn't say no, you know, it didn't say no tornado or anything. It just looked like it was bad storms. you know, and people are watching and they know where you're coming from, especially if you do social media.
Right.
You have so many people
Right.
that constantly watch you and they're like, all right, where's she at now? Or, you
Yeah.
know, and, you know, all of a sudden my phone's blowing up and I'm like, I don't have time for the phone, you guys. Like, I'm really trying to get all stuff is all over the place. And I'm like, all right. And then when you got certain people and I'm like, okay, something's not right, because if somebody keeps calling you back to back, finally I answer the phone and he's like, stop, you need to get off the highway. He was like, I know where you're at. You're getting ready to run into a tornado. So I got off and they was like, we're coming to get you. What do you need? How many bikes you got with us?
Oh, that's
Come
what's
to
up.
find out, literally, there was a tornado that was getting ready to cross over 74. And I'm like,
wow.
oh, shit. Like, okay. Like, you know, and I'm like, I don't need a trailer. We're all soaking wet. Like, we're just going to sit here. You can bring me some towels, you know. But that is what we forget, that's what social media does when we're out here on the road. Is
Yeah, it
that
connects
when
us.
it do. So when we're out here and we do get at those gas stations, I do check in when I'm out on the road. I want people to pray for me, because I'll be like, hey, I'm headed here. You know, sometimes I don't always say where I'm headed, because God knows where I end up.
Right.
You know, it's like I really don't have a destination. I'm going to go here, here, here. Piper, you're horrible about it too. So, I mean, I know I'm the same way. So, but, you know, I want those prayers, but also, you know, my pit crew, I'll be like, look, I don't know, just here, I'm going. Or I have no clue where I'm headed, but you want those. That's the part of social media. Everybody wants to say social media is so bad, but when we're doing what we're doing, those are the part that we need to understand. There's people out here that actually look out for us. And sometimes it's the people you have you wouldn't least expect. So, you know, check in.
What's up, sir?
You know, watch it. You know, those are the things that we need to look for.
So have
Absolutely.
ever
On the other,
got the notification that somebody was actually in an accident that, you know, you were watching or you were trailing or that you were following? Have you ever had to, like, be the bearer? Have you ever been in a situation like that?
I have.
Yeah.
I've had to do it because, here in Cincinnati, there's a lot of local riders, and so I've always been connected with them. So unfortunately, I've been a part of a lot of those conversations, whether it be family. There's been times as bad as me having to actually break it to the family. And, you know, some families don't even like that their family members are riding motorcycles. And, you know, one good thing is my family, they know that I'm in this. They accept it. But some families don't. So you have to understand whether the family members accept it or whether they don't. Some people out here are riding these bikes and their family's like, I don't want them on it anyway. You know, so yes, you have to be understanding.
And to little mom, to something you said to the prayer, I think a lot of people take it lightly. They say, you know, prayers or safe travels or something like that. But anytime I say that, you don't have to go into a long prayer.
Nope.
God, please protect them on that bike as they ride down that highway. I mean, that's it. But do that. Don't just put the hands or prayers for safe travel, but you ain't pray. Please pray for me. If I say I'm getting on the road for 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, you know, asking for prayers or whatever, please bless Tim. Please bless LT on the ride. Thank you. Amen. That's it.
You know what?
So I got two things. One is I'm gonna go back to your little mama, your glimpse. So I have been in a situation where someone that I was with did have an accident, and luckily I was able to glimpse and route to find exactly where they were, and it was a remote location, but luckily they had signal. And that's not fun. That is the most stressful thing ever.
It is.
Yeah, sure.
The other thing though is on the flip side of that check-in at the gas station. I'm one that usually doesn't check in at the gas station. You might see pictures of me at the gas station, but I was there maybe yesterday or 2 stops ago. Because I have had people roll up on me.
I was
I do that too.
It could be a safety factor. factor too. Like you're saying, snacks.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So
Because
when
I
they
do
roll
Yep.
a
up,
lot of,
are they rolling up genuine graces? Are they or you're not sure how they're rolling up, so you don't
Right.
really want to take that danger. You don't want to put yourself in that situation where you don't know what they're there for.
yeah. So when I'm riding and I meet up with someone who's at a gas station, usually that's pretty cool. We're all riding, we're all having fun. You
Yes.
meet someone, hey, where you going, all that.
Right.
But when someone comes and says, hey, I followed you here from, the
God.
highway or whatever, and they're asking you, are you alone? Who you riding with? Where you going? That gets to be a little bit different.
Right.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah. I can see that.
And even
You
if
have to be careful with
I
that.
am alone, I always say I'm with somebody or I'm meeting somebody.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I don't check in at every gas station, and I'm just like you. Sometimes I don't check in and sometimes I'm quick to check in later on after I left.
Right.
It kind of depends on what I'm doing. Sometimes I'm already on the road and I'll check in. I've already left. It kind of depends on the situation, how I'm feeling, or where I'm headed, or who I'm with, or if I'm by myself. I am CCW, and I do carry all the time.
Right.
I'm a female. Most of the time, I'm on the road by myself. So,
Okay.
I mean, so it is what it is. So us women, not just us women, but a lot of, if we're out here doing it, we have to be safe, you guys. Yeah, have to be safe.
Right.
Oh, so why doesn't anyone talk to Big Sale? I'll
He's such a
I'll
cool.
talk to you at the gas station, Big Bro. I'll talk to you. But I think that's a great point, because a lot of times the adventures that we go on, a lot of people are not taking those adventures with us, and we are oftentimes like by ourselves. And even like scary, but are you really prepared to be ready to use it if it was about to happen? Like if it like are you really actually able to get it out and get down if that's the situation? Because yes, we have it there, but we've never really encountered those circumstances. And so if it were to come to that, are you really ready for that? Like, you know what I mean? So I think that goes to show too a lot of why people need to know where you are, and kind of like watching you. And if you're in the area,
Absolutely.
people are familiar. Like I like when people are like, oh, you rolling through here, I'll meet up with you and I'll do a couple 100 miles with you. You know what I mean? It may not be the whole trip. It may just be like a little bit of it, but that gives me a little bit of company. It gives me some security. And then, it helps me to get through and push through some of those like longer times. But it's crazy, but I appreciate you guys all. And the information was definitely great. I hope people go out, and definitely that Garmin Zumo is a game changer. But now
I'll get one.
we gotta get this inBreach. You gotta thank Snacks for that. Our world traveler over here. Yeah,
Absolutely.
he has the information that we need, definitely. And even as far as like notifying people, do you give your emergency information to the people that you're traveling with, or do they already have it? Like the people who have your 360 or your Glimpse, do they know like your government name? Do they know your phone number? Do they know who to call if they get that information? Like, you know what I mean? Because not everybody does. Yeah. And that's an important thing. Like, you can give it to somebody, like, but if I see your Glimpse go down, who am I calling? Like, who do I reach out to? You know what I mean? So I think that's imperative.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You're sharing it with people, because a lot of times people will just give it to you like, yo, track me, I'm doing this. But you might be the one who's actually really following them. And if something happens, like, what do you do? Like, we had a bike flip over in the forest in Payson, Arizona. And when I tell you there was no signal, like people in their cars, I believe is who served, because I definitely didn't have a signal. A lot of the other girls that I was with didn't, and the helicopter had to come and life flight her from the scene. And it was that was yes, very, very scary. So I'm definitely big on letting people know where you are and having that tracker on, because you can never predict what's going to happen, no matter how safe you plan your trip or how safe you're riding. Just circumstances sometimes are inevitable. So that was just very important to me.
And I will tell you, 100% of the time that I get on my bike, somebody's following me.
Yeah.
100%. of the time.
You have to.
Nice.
Yeah.
Even if
You
it's around the corner.
Okay.
Wow.
You have to. You
That's
really do.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah. And I didn't even think about that, but a lot of, they say the percentage of accidents do happen close to home.
Yeah,
And
happen
you
close to
might
home.
just
Yeah,
be going
right
to the
around the
store.
corner.
Like, you're like,
You just jump
and,
on your bike and run to the corner store.
And that's
Right.
where it happens.
and that's where it happens. So yeah, absolutely. And I didn't even think about that. I don't. I mean, my sisters all have my location, and like, you know, like I said, little mama and I, we have each other's, but they may not know. Like, I just hopped on the bike to go to work or to go get an oil change or something like that. And like you said, bam, something happened. So that's another good point too.
Well, that's good, Snacks, because I never thought about that. Like, all the time when I'm in the city, I never turn
I
my
don't
location
either.
on. You know, when I'm in the city, you know, only if I know I'm going to be gone for some
Yeah.
hours. That's when I turn it on. But I mean, it's a good thing to turn it on. You know, just around the corner, because you never know.
Yeah, I never thought about that. Like I said, a lot of people have it, but they may not know I'm on my bike. So if they get that notification, you know, like that's a
So,
Skunk, look at that. Hey
Snatch.
guys, look at that comment that Skunk just did. Skunk, do you have an iPhone or
an Android.
or Android? He says he has an emergency icon on his lock screen that anybody can tap for with his contacts, med, blood type, etc.
Oh,
I like
That's nice.
That's nice.
so nice. That's nice. So I guess if his phone flies off
Yeah,
and they just
they can
it's
touch
going to
that if they
alert.
can't unlock it.
Yeah, alert all of his contacts with. Oh, that's yeah. I don't think that's on ours. He must have
That's
an
not on. It's got to be Android because I don't know that's on no iPhone.
Yeah,
You have an
he
iPhone.
must
See
be
my
a
phone
droid because
here.
I ain't never seen that on iPhone.
I'm gonna have to
So
ask
now you
my
know.
Android
Now we're going to
friends.
be talked about because we don't have the good stuff on there. You know?
Right.
Snatch, I got a question for you. That when you do that Garmin, the InReach, do we have to do a monthly? Like it once you do
It's
it, is it like a
subscription.
monthly subscription as well to do all that? It is.
Well, mine
And what about
is,
yours? Is
and yeah. So when I'm in the U.S. and I'm not doing international, I take it down to the lowest because I don't need it tracking me all the time. Because most of the time I have my glimpse.
Right.
Most of the time I'm not using it unless I know I'm going somewhere that I'm going to lose signal. Then I'll make sure that I have it. But when I went to South America, I bought the
big
ultimate package, the
Absolutely.
big package, because I figured the whole
Yeah, you
time I
needed
was
that.
here was going to be worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
But coming back, I went. You drop it down whenever you want, so it's not like you have to have a commitment
Absolutely.
to forever.
Okay.
Skunk says it's an app, guys.
Well, Skunk, we need to know that app.
What's the name of the app?
The
And
name of it, Skunk.
someone said that it's on the iPhone too. So is it an app
Oh,
on
we got it.
or is it something that our iPhone does? Not you.
All right.
I would like some candy.
I know, right? Oh my God.
Look at this. You remember these? This is that necklace.
Yes, that's the necklace.
Put it around your neck.
Oh, that's the dirty neck necklace. You
Okay, so what's okay?
just be dirty, just be biting off of just dirt ring everywhere.
Big Sal said he don't know. He doesn't ride like that.
You don't ride like that.
Whatever, Sue.
Oh no.
That is,
Leave it to Sal.
Right.
We need the name of that app because I think we all should have it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So Tim, did you put the Zumo in the link? Did you put the InReach? Were you able to drop that in the?
Oh yeah. Let me. Okay.
Guys, we're going to put the Garmin devices in there, glimpses in there, Life 360s in there. We're trying to find out what the Android
Spot.
connector is. Yes, Spot. Obviously iPhone tracking. Snacks made a good point. Even if you're just jumping on your bike to go around the corner, just letting. So I'm sure the people in your household may know that that's where you're going. But if there aren't adults in that, or if they're not, monitoring like that, it's good to have another like biker type. You know what I mean? Who can get those bikes? You can possibly pick it up, ride it away if they need to, like, be intended to. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's important. And
Yeah. The other thing I do is when I'm traveling solo, mostly, I have my road ID on.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I know
it
about
also
You can
it
go.
also has
It's road ID.
medical stuff.
And I
what
actually,
was
the time I learned about that was from
med ID?
her. That was part of her Bessie Stringfield ride. She gave like a little card so that you can, register and fill it out that way, because like I had dog tags before that. I had dogs that had like my club emblem on the front and on the back, because I have a rare blood type. I'm anemic, like, you know what I mean? I have low iron deficiency. I'm asthmatic, like I'm allergic to shellfish, so my EpiPen is like, look at the left saddle pen. Get my
Right.
EpiPen. All of that stuff was like on the back of, just a dog tag. But again, that can rip off, fly away. But the road ID definitely is something that stayed on, which was like way better than anything else that I've seen. And that's a great investment too. Like, it actually, for clubs, I think that's requirements, because it's a safety issue, and that's the number one priority. Like when we're out here, just being, like I said, making it back home to
Yeah.
I have the dog tags as well. I usually just keep that in my tank bag, because I don't like anything on my neck, especially when I'm when it's cold and you got all these clothes on, you got it pressing up against your neck. So,
well, I actually have my emergency contact on my key of my motorcycle. So my son's name and it's a tag. Yeah, actually, it's a dog tag. I have his name and his phone number on my key, so that's there. Our iPhones I have all my medical, our emergency contacts you can get to, regardless if you can get on our phones. But you know what I'm saying? We got that, but my tag is actually on my key. Either bike I have, my key ring actually has my son's contact name and his phone number on it.
Nice.
But that's cool.
Scott has put the app is called Medical ID, and Sil just posted a link where you can install on your phone. He posted a link. So there's some good stuff in here. Thanks guys for that.
Thank you guys.
So I appreciate that. Yeah, like that on there. And I guess if it's the YouTube, it probably walks you through trying to do it. So that not always technologically advanced. So that's good.
YouTube University.
That part, right? You can find anything,
everything.
Always.
Yeah, I usually ride with my iPad too, so I can use my iPad has it's online. So if I need to use YouTube University, I can still be on my phone and watching the.
Yep, exactly.
That part.
And it's big. Like, it's bigger. Like our phones, I think we depend on them so much, but it's like it strains your eyes, and just having something else that's separate, because you don't have to back out of the apps that you're in on your phone. You can just go, like you said, to a whole separate device and just do it that way.
Right.
So
Snacks, your iPad is in your tank bag. It's right there in your tank bag.
Usually I just leave it in my backpack, in my tour bag.
I was like, wow, she fancy.
No. Look, the stuff in my tank bag, if somebody takes my tank bag while I run into the gas station or whatever, they will be sorely disappointed, because I usually don't keep anything of value in there. I mean, it's valuable to me. It's comfort things for me as I'm riding. But if somebody takes it, I'm not gonna stress out about it.
Yeah, pretty much just necessity stuff for the most part.
Some sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
And that's Mama D just said she's old, so she has everything written down in her wallet next to her ID. So a lot of times when it's injured, we try to get their license to get their
that's the first thing people look for. They look for the wallet to see where it's at, see what information they can get from that.
Yep. And if that's there, and then her list is right there, you're calling down to the line. We have locks on our phone, so who's going to be able to get in our phone?
Our phones anyway.
Well, we got to put
unless you have that
medical ID up there. We got to install the medical ID so they can just touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna do
Thanks.
that.
Yeah. Thanks, bro. That was a good
That's
thing because
good. I'm definitely gonna put that on my phone.
yeah.
ASAP.
yeah.
Yes. It's enlightening and informing. I'm so excited and happy for that. I'm glad to bring something necessary to people, like, you know what I mean, and make sure that we're all helping each other to go that extra mile to make it back home safe, to make sure we're just well versed in something. And I hope you all are sharing this with
Right.
your loved ones, taking it back to your club. Definitely those links. Get your Rad ID bracelet. Mama D, again, we can write it down, put it in our wallets, because that's going to be, our wallets are there. That's
Yep.
that's a no-brainer. Definitely that app on the phone. But again, when there's accidents, I know for me, when I hit a deer, my saddlebag was obliterated, so everything in there was just by.
Yeah.
My phone was there, but I like the idea that Max has of putting it on your person, because for the most part, jacket's not going to rip off of you unless it's something crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Exactly.
that is going to be there.
I like that.
Yeah. The ID in your wallet, that may roll somewhere crazy that we can't really get to. So just having the trackers on ourselves, and also the Apple, the air tags too. I definitely have air tags because I have that on my my luggage, just in case I go in the store and I come out and that somebody took that off my bike, like, you know what I mean? I have air tags there, but I'm assuming that they have the same thing. You can put them on your person too, but then you have to send that link to people. It's linked to your phone, of course, because it's your air tag, but I've never shared an air tag location with someone, but I'm wondering if
If
possible.
you can.
So I'm gonna explore
I
that
don't
too.
know.
Might,
I didn't use that, but I do keep air tags on my bike.
yeah.
Yeah.
So can you? I'm gonna have to look on my app to see if you can share the AirTag location, because
Never tried it.
if that's the case,
Oh no, I'm gonna look that up.
because AirTags are a little less expensive if you can afford the Garmin InReach. Like obviously your AirTag will be on your person and someone can locate you, but you won't be able to reach out to people. And I think that's really important. So if you're in the States, it may be a little desolate area, but if you're going out the country like our snacks did, you
Right. Right.
can.
And guys, and some of the some people that are coming on, they may have been up here already, but some of them, a lot of the guys are saying, that they wear dog tags. Some of them say they have dog tags and they have one in their wallets. Guys, we were saying that some of us do, some of us don't, but we were just discussing other ways that you can also have your information that will be accessible to people in case of an accident. We understand that the dog tags, that's from way back, and we know that works. But like Snacks says, she doesn't like stuff around her neck, which is understandable, especially like with the wind and stuff like that. So we're just viewing a lot of different options that you can use. Which we've talked about the air tags, we talked about the information, the medical ID on your phone, which you can get to with the lock screen. Sales Skunk, they've shared links to that. So it's just just a lot of good information on this call.
Yeah, and then
Absolutely.
so there's Clem, which is gear, which is very outstanding. If you're in a motorcycle accident and your gear is torn, if they replace it for free, like no cost, she said there's a pocket. It holds your ICE information, as well as there's a pocket on the Clem gear that's attached to your wrist. So that's a good thing.
Right.
That's an investment, because that equipment, that gear is really, really expensive, but it's going to last you. It is. And sometimes you just have to put aside more if you're going to actually be doing these like outstanding rides, or even if you're just local, but kind of distancing your local riding, just making sure you're protected, because that's definitely a good thing if it's built into your equipment, because I guess it goes maybe on the inside of your jacket and it's right there. So all of that stuff is there too. And that's another point. Even if you write it on the inside of your jacket, my name is, my
Right.
phone number is,
Or if you like Mama D Mama D real old school. She said she got one of her living wheels.
She said that. I know. I was reading it too.
Well, actually, that's important.
Yeah,
You don't know
exactly.
if you're out on the
Exactly.
road.
Right.
Crazy. Like that's important. But thank you so much, guys. This has been an outstanding
Thank you.
motor with Piper. Everything I'm gonna go back and make sure all the links are in the comment section. Share this so that everybody gets that information.
Right.
Next Monday, if there's something you guys want to talk about, definitely text me, inbox me, tell me about it. We'll definitely go over it. I want to just spread good information, positive,
Right.
fun.
Absolutely.
You know,
Well,
it's
thank you.
turning a winter
Right.
for some of us. Like, we're not going to be out on the bike as much, especially if the roads are crazy. So we'll have a lot to talk about. We'll have a lot of downtime.
Piper,
Well, thank
thanks
you
for
for
bringing
letting
me
me
on. Thanks for
join you
allowing me to
guys.
come on, Piper. I appreciate it.
Piper.
Okay,
We got all these ground pounders out here. Thank
I know,
you.
right?
yes, I appreciate
Love you
all.
guys.
Nice, signing off.
That's what's up. Good deal.
Bye, y'all.
All right, peace.